Hey, what's going on? Welcome to a new Slow Twitch gravel review. This time we actually get to cover a company that's just 45 minutes up the street from me, Ventum. Back in April, I got a text message from a good buddy of mine, Niels Nielsen. Everybody should know who Niels is. A couple years ago, he was the premier, still is the premier, sports photographer in the endurance space. I wanted to know if I was interested in doing a review on the gravel bike that they had coming out in a couple of months. Fast forward 6 months, 20 prototype bikes showed up at the Ventum headquarters. So I loaded up my van, drove up, and spent the day with them. It very quickly became clear to me why Ventum was still extremely relative in the space of the bike industry. I got to hang out with all their employees. They're not a big company, very small, but they do a lot. And I was super impressed with the people that they have working there. A lot of people from different parts of different industries, some people from the bike industry before. Not your traditional bike manufacturer as far as a dealer relationship. They are business to consumer, which means you get on their website, you order the bike, they build it, and they ship it to your house. There are some plus and minuses to that. The pluses are you usually get bikes a little bit more cheaper than you typically would if you're paying for a dealer, but you've got to have some sort of mechanical, I would definitely not say expertise, but you've got to be able to use a wrench and you got to be able to put the thing together. But they do have a pretty good do-it-yourself platform, which if you go to their website, which will be in the link below, you can learn more about that process. A lot of bike companies in the industry that are going that way, options that they have. I will be giving out some more information in the video about which 3 options that you can go out and actually build. I chose to go with their entry-level one. I wanted to see what I felt like would be the majority of the people that were going to purchase this bike. So it was a 1x mechanical build. I had a 40T front crank and a 10 to 42 cassette on the back. The bike was made out of FSA parts. So you've got a OBM spec FSA wheel set with 37C Riddler, great tire, no problems there, and FSA handlebars, which I felt like were a little narrow. I'm to be a little bit wider, but that's up to opinion, and FSA stem and a physique seat, which was great. I spent over 200 miles, over 20,000 feet of elevation climbs, about a 50% split between gravel and road. And the bike was freaking awesome. The bike had no issues. I didn't get a flat. I didn't have any mechanical problems. I was thoroughly impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried at first, because if you've ever been to North Salt Lake, you realize that our gravel is single track mountain bike trails, and that's really about it. We've got fire roads, but those are consistent of ski slopes. So I did take the bike up to the top of the canyons and to the top of Solitude Mountain Resort, which I did cry on that ride. I'm not gonna lie. I FaceTimed my buddy, Ryan Finley, who normally is the ones talking in the reviews because he is a composite engineer. But this time Ventum only had a 55, which was a little bit too big for him. So I was the one that actually got to do the riding this time, which I thought was pretty cool. So 200 miles in, 20,000 feet of elevation climbs. I felt like I did a pretty good job at figuring out whether or not this bike was going to work for you, the consumer. I give it a 9 out of 10. The only thing that I didn't really like about it was I felt like on the entry level that the bar should be a little wider, and I personally want to be able to rack stuff to the front fork. You will not see any mounting holes on their front forks. Ventum's reasoning is they're a performance brand. They didn't build this bike for long-term commuting, which I guess, like, I don't know, hundreds of miles in the middle of nowhere. I would have liked to have an extra bottle cage on there, because the reason I did cry was because I ran out of water 3 miles from the top, and it was 100 degrees outside because it was in the middle of July. And I felt like I could have used that extra third bottle on the mount, but there was really no place to put it. I also didn't want to put a bunch of bags on there, but maybe that's my fault, maybe it's not. Who knows? Spec builds start with SRAM Mechanical at $28.99. Shimano GRX Di2 at $54.99. And their flagship of SRAM Red AXS Mullet at $65.99. Color options for the Ventum GS1 include Deep Ocean, Lilac, and Vintage Green. Disclaimer, these bike companies do not pay me to do these. This isn't pay for play. This is me or them reaching out to each other and asking to do a review. I do this because I love making videos. I also love the bike industry and I love riding bikes. And I wanted to see a new format of reviews that went up on slowtwitch.com. And so I got permission from Dan Anfield to start doing these. And I've been lucky enough to have a lot of companies support me in that. And what I mean by supporting, I mean them shipping a bike, giving me a bike for 6, 7, 8 weeks, and then me shipping it back. Except for Ventum, I was able to go pick that up because I'm 45 minutes away from them. I hope you liked the review. Please subscribe to our channel. Dan Anfield is doing all sorts of really good training and mechanical tips. I know Greg Kopecki is going to eventually do something on here, and I'm going to continue to do gravel reviews. We'll probably switch to fat bike in the winter and maybe some training stuff for indoor trainings. Who knows? But the channel will continue to throw stuff out there, and if anything, it's entertaining to watch.